social situations during weight loss. So unfortunately, we can't be in a bubble when we're losing weight. We do have to go out. We have to see people. We have to say hi to people. We have to go to work. We have to be out and going to the stores and see all the fast food restaurants and all those things. We have to hang out with our friends and our family at times. So those social situations can be a hindrance. They can be hard. They can be a deterrent on our weight loss journey. And I didn't really think about it as much until I was looking at this other video, and the lady was talking about social situations and how she has to handle it when she goes out. And I was like, man, that is really true. Because I have friends, we go out, to restaurants or going over to somebody's house or some kind of family situation, anything. And I'm on a weight loss journey. So what do I do, to keep myself on plan as much as possible and still have a life? So I don't do a whole lot of tip videos, and I don't ever have a whole lot of tips. But for social situations, I think my number one tip is, and if you look at my videos, you know what my number one tip is: planning. Okay? Planning. Because say you're going to a restaurant, you're going to the restaurant, the specific restaurant, look it up before you go. Look at the menu. I don't care if it's fast food. I don't care if it's a fancy restaurant or medium restaurant, whatever. Look it up on the internet. See what their menu is. See what kind of things you can eat depending on what plan you're on. See what kind of things that you can eat while you're there. So either you have some options, or exactly, it's best if you pick exactly what you want. So when time comes, you only have to look at the menu and see all of the extra stuff, right? So plan, look it up, see what you can eat, check the calories, carbs, fat, whatever plan you're doing, check it out before you go. So when you're there, everybody else may be getting this. They may be getting all these in my case, potatoes, french fries, bread, all that other stuff. Bread on the table is the death of me. I love bread. Of course, I can't have bread. So it's hard, when they put the bread out. Oh, don't go somewhere like Red Lobster where they have them cheddar biscuits and things like that. So planning, decide what you're going to eat beforehand. You have to kind of like have blinders on once you are there, especially if with your other people. You have to have blinders on. You want to still have fun, but you can't kind of think too much about what everybody else has and go into that peer pressure situation. So planning and kind of having that in your mind helps. Tip number 2, have some willpower and self-discipline. I'm going to put those together. Willpower and self-discipline. Remember what your goal is. What is your goal? Is your goal peace in your weight loss? Is your goal that you wanted to lose a couple of pounds this week, but you still wanted to go and hang out? Is your goal just to maintain? Is your goal to not just eat potatoes while you're out? Have that self-discipline and willpower depending on what your outcome is for this meal, for this outing, or anything else. Have that willpower and the self-discipline, self-determination, all of those kind of things is another tip when you are out in these social situations. And thirdly, give yourself some grace. Because it doesn't always work. You can plan, you can have blinders on, you can have willpower, you can have all that stuff before you go, and it doesn't always work, right? It doesn't always work, so give yourself some forgiveness, forgive yourself, and know that if it doesn't work out, then you can get right back on that next day. You can get right back on the next hour. It happened, move on, and get back on this plan. Because we all have to deal with social situations, even during weight loss. And I think some things that we kind of take for granted, or some things that once we're in the weight loss, we don't really think about until we're in it. And then we're like, oh, right? So it's best to have some planning, some self-determination, some self-discipline, some willpower, and give yourself some grace and forgiveness if it doesn't work out. But want it to work out, know that it can work out, and be ready for when you are out.